really fast. Doing an online workshop, I really believe you'll learn in the first 2 online workshops what could take you months to learn going through Hurst's Cycles course, which is a 1,000-page workshop thing, which is fantastic, but it's quite heavy going. Jose, I think I've missed some chats. The chat has been... okay, Jose says he thinks it's a very short 18-month cycle. Yes, I agree. I think it's a short 18-month cycle, and let me measure it. It comes in at 14.9 months. No, I didn't do that properly. From there to there, yeah, it's 14.9 months. If you assume that the previous 18 months trough was in July, 14.9 months is not unacceptably short. In fact, as a matter of interest, people often ask me how short is too short for a cycle, and Sentient Trader uses a cutoff level of 65%. So 65% of 18 months is, I can't remember, but it's shorter than 14.9 months. So it's not impossible. It's not absolutely impossible, but it seems unlikely to me, from my opinion. And a few other chat messages I've missed there. Bart said much earlier on, can October the 4th be a straddled trough? Yes, Bart, I think it potentially it could. If my third analysis, the point about recognizing a straddled trough is that you're looking for a trough that seems insignificant considering the strength of it. Straddled troughs only really occur when you have a harmonic ratio of 2 to 1 as opposed to 3 to 1. So you don't get 18-month straddle troughs. It's an interesting thing about the mathematics of Hurst's nominal model. You don't get 18-month straddle troughs. At least I'm not aware of one ever having occurred, which is why I don't believe it could be an 18-month straddle trough, but it could turn out to be a 40-week straddle trough. It's already too deep to be a 20-week straddle trough, as I think you can see. But it could, if the third analysis is correct, it could be a 40-week straddled trough. Absolutely. Then we'll see the market coming up to here, and then we're looking at things extending much further. But that would imply that we're only going to see our next 54-month cycle trough towards the end of next year, which is really pushing it too far. And then those cycles are going to get too stretched, and the analysis is going to develop several other fundamental flaws, I believe. So that's very unlikely to be the case. Do you think the 6-year okay? You'd expect price. I think to answer David's question, do you think the 6-year cycle is an extended 54-month cycle also present in addition? Yes, I said it was in addition. You'd expect price to easily meet the target into 4.5 and 9 euros. Has there been any time in the past year? Okay, I'll answer that. One thing to consider is another market like the Sensex or precious metals. They should bottom early. Okay, yes, so that's a really interesting point, and I'm thinking that next week in next week's Trader Chat, we should start having a look at some other things, such as an analysis of the Sensex, or my favorite, which is analyzing the South African market, which is a really interesting eye-opener to other markets around the world, because the South African market is an emerging market, and analyzing an emerging market often gives one clues as to what's happening in the rest of the market. Wojciech, were you willing to show some shorter frame intraday analysis? Yes, absolutely. I can do that in a moment. Agree with 6-year and 80-day most preferred. Okay, yeah, that's my most preferred as well. William, am I excluded because I'm not an ST user? And you're not excluded at all. You're welcome to join our Trader Chats. From the forum, only ST users can post material to the forum, because it is a forum for Sentient Trader users. But you're very welcome to read the comments and take a look at that. That's the way our forum works at the moment. It's a forum for the users of Sentient Trader, but it's open for everybody to read. And if you like to make comments, I'd be very happy to look at them. Okay. All right. So I think the sort of only outstanding question, I'm going to wrap it up before my voice entirely disappears. We've got a question from Wojciech about intraday cycles. I think what I might do is the same thing I did last week, which is take a look at the live analysis system, which you can look at yourselves 24 hours a day, and you can see how Sentient Trader works intraday. That, for me, is the best way of demonstrating intraday. I can pull up some intraday charts, but it might take quite a long time. Just a quick comment from Peter D. Not much information on Hurst, the man out there. Did he make any money using his methodology? That's a really interesting question. And there are rumors that Hurst died a multimillionaire, and there are rumors that Hurst died a pauper. And the truth is, I don't know the answer, actually. I do know he did not die a pauper. I have had the privilege of speaking to a man who's a Sentient Trader user, who attended one of Hurst's very first workshops in the 1970s. He actually went to the workshop that the Cyclitech Cycles course was the sort of printed material for. He attended those workshops, and he told me that he told me a little bit about the workshop and working with Hurst and so on. And certainly Hurst did not die a pauper. Whether he died a billionaire, I don't know. So there isn't very much information out there. But certainly this gentleman who did the workshop way back in the 1970s claimed to have built his empire on the basis of Hurst's cyclic theory. And he's continuing to do so now. Yes, Wojciech, I think let me just pull it up now. I don't know if I have given you the link, and again I've forgotten the link to this live analysis. I need to try and spell Sentient Trader correctly. The best way of taking a look at the there we go. At how things work intraday is to take a look at our live analysis system, and this is updating 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. And so what you should do is you should start with the daily, and you can have a look at the daily chart, and you can see that on the live analysis system, the 18-month cycle of the euro to US dollar has been pegged at the 4th of October trough. Just curious how SPY would play out intraday. Well, I tell you what, Wojciech, that's a really interesting thing. What I'll do is we'll schedule a trade soon where I'll do that, and I'll show you the SP 500 intraday. And show you how you would do it. The intraday process is quite a lot more complex. You have to start with a daily chart, and then once you've performed an analysis on the daily chart, you then move to a 4-hour chart, then an hourly chart, and so on. So it takes a bit of time to set it up. So I won't be able to set it up now. I don't have an SP500 intraday workspace on this computer, but I can set it up before a trader chat. And have it running, and I can show you how it all works. Back to a point in time to see what previous analysis was showing to compare with what has developed since. Let me just go through again. A feature that allows you to go back to a point in time to see what the previous analysis was showing to compare with what has developed since. Yes, well, of course you can do that. If you want to go to a previous day, you check the bar number 5134, and then you And then let me just go back to that chart, and then you change your change your analysis period. So you tell the software to go back to that date, and then the software will perform a new analysis as it would have at that date. You'll see it's not showing anything after sort of the last week of September, which is when I have reset the analysis period to, and so it will perform an updated analysis, and then you can compare them. Okay. Well, I hope Wojciech, I hope I'm answering your question. I've taken this chart back to this date here. There we go. On the 29th of September, you can see that Sentient Trader was saying that there was a 20-week trough on the 9th of August, and it was expecting an 80-day trough sometime between the 2nd of October and after that. Okay, so you can definitely take the software back and see what it would have shown you previously, and then you can even step it forward and see how it would have updated its analysis on each day. Okay. All right. Well, I hope that answers all the questions. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me again on Trader Chat, and I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have. And yes, thank you. I'm sure I will recover. And thank you for your comments. Our ST outlooks have restarted. Thank you for the emails. Many people have emailed saying.